welcome to my channel. My name's Claire and I'm a first-time mama to be. I'm currently 35 weeks pregnant, so we're expecting our baby boy this November. I'll be using the last 5 weeks of my pregnancy to unbox all of our baby gear as we prepare for the big arrival. Today we'll be unboxing something I'm most excited for, the SNOO Smart Sleeper by Happiest Baby. Okay, so I just pulled the accessory box out of the top of the bassinet, and I just wanted to show you real quick what the inside looks like. So you can see here, this was covered a little bit more by the bag for the bassinet. So you just open that up, and you'll see there's a little fake baby with his swaddle. So it says here, slide up to remove from safety clips. So I'm gonna do that next. And that little flap that gave you the directions before, you can just slide it out the same way that the little clips came off the swaddle. Put that to the side as well. And I'm gonna unwrap the bassinet just to see what else is in here. So it looks like it does have the mattress in here. There is a cover on it already. So I don't know if it comes with other ones. We'll find out in the accessory box. On the inside of this bassinet cover, it actually has some additional materials for how to build. So pull those out and we'll take a look. We pulled everything out of the bassinet and I left it partially unwrapped, but I do have the cover underneath just to make sure it stays safe. And I want to take a look at the accessory box before I bring the bassinet back down just to see how I'm positioning things. So I'm going to open up the accessory box. It does have these little wedges, I don't know, something for shipping. They don't do anything, I checked, so just get them out of your way. As you open it up, there is a user guide. So from our happiest family to yours. Okay, so I pulled the user guides out. And the first thing you see on here looks like all of the images of how your shipping container came with the bassinet. And then all of the items you should have in this actual box. So there's gonna be two user guides, which we already saw, 2 of the SNOO sacks, 4 legs, a plug, and then a handful of images. So I think that's gonna show us what else is in this box. So we have a medium sized Happiest Baby SNOO sack that says 2 to 4 months on it. There is a large 4 to 6 months, another SNOO sack. Something pretty obvious, hopefully you see, but look under here, big letters. That's your power cord, so don't want to forget that. Okay, here's our plug. And then we have our legs. There should be 4 of those. And that looks like the end of the box to me. And it is. All right, so we took the bassinet down from up here. It is still over 40 pounds, so I'd highly recommend having a second set of hands to help you do all of this, not safe for your belly otherwise. But we brought it down and I did use the cover actually as a blanket underneath. Whether you're on carpet or especially if you're on hardwood floor or any hard surface, just to avoid any chipping or scratching to the facade, and of course not trying to get anything on this nice white material around the bassinet. So came with 4 legs, so I'm going to unwrap these. And if you look underneath by these screws, there's actually a red arrow here. And on the other leg, we have a blue arrow. And if you look on the bassinet itself, it looks like that actually corresponds up here. So there's a red on this side on the top, and then a blue down below. And if you look at the other side, it's basically the exact same, just flip-flop. So blue on top on this side and red below. And of course, those two legs over there that are being kept warm by Winston are gonna be red and blue as well. So one thing I wanna point out before I get these actually screwed into the bassinet base is something I think is a really amazing feature of this. It's a small, kind of like rubber snap-on component for just one of the legs of the four. And if you take a look, there's a little groove in it. This is actually so you can run the power cord up the leg of this and make it as invisible as you probably ever could. So I just think that's a really nice feature, something worth pointing out, and just so you know to use it and why there's only one. So I'm going to go ahead and get the legs installed. And one more thing to note on the arrows is you want to make sure when you snap them into place that the two arrows actually point to one another and meet. So otherwise the arrow would be on the other side. If you do it flip-flopped, all of your legs are going to come to a point in the center, which would not work. So just make sure that your arrows are matching up. And it's a really easy click and snap in. You'll know when it works. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the blue on the bottom here. One thing to note, I am intentionally choosing the blue leg that has that cord holder or diverter on what I'm considering the back side of the SNOO, which I just decided based on the warning label and the direction it was going, the part I don't want to be seen basically, so I want to keep it in the rear. That's clicked in. And now you just have these little screw-ins, super easy. You're just gonna screw it tight, and there's going to be two on each leg, so we'll get all of those going. So that was super simple, crazy easy as they claim on the website. I think it was pretty accurate. And one last thing to do before you flip the bassinet back over, which is so easy to forget, is to grab your power cord and actually get it plugged in. So there's a giant red ring here. That's where you're meant to put your adapter into. Just make sure you hear the click that it's fully gone in. And then I'm actually gonna route the cord through that leg holder. And you do have to give it a pretty good push. So if you have nails, something, just to make sure it really gets in there. Otherwise it feels like it's good and then it actually pushes back out. So get that routed through the groove. And once we turn it over and plug it in, we've got our SNOO. We've got it tilted back up. One last thing I wanted to show you, just kind of good to know. This label that comes with it is tied by 2 strings. You actually don't even need scissors for these. You can just pull it. It's a bunny ear that they looped in. And that way you can avoid any sort of damage to the bassinet itself. Comes right off. And finally, I'm gonna take our pretend baby that came with it, our little SNOO Sleeper. And he is, I didn't mention this before, he's wearing the small. So it came with the other medium and large in the accessory box, but this is your small newborn size. And we're gonna take him and put him in. The actual clips for the sleep sack only go one direction, so make sure you check before you put him in. You can see the groove here where it's supposed to go. And we just hook it in and slide it down. Same thing on the other side. And he is safe and good to go.